Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome to the Saturday Morning Hustle podcast, behind the scenes making of. Appreciate you guys tuning in again this week. I know there's a lot happening in the world and a lot of us feel out of control, whether it's politics, social issues, COVID-19, etc. But we have control over what we have control of. There's things that we can do locally in our relationships, in our business, that we can do better and make things better. So the point of the Saturday Morning Hustle is to be motivational, to be positive, and to give you the tactical advice on how to accomplish things. So that's what I'm going to do today, focused solely on the things we have control of, because we can't control some of these bigger issues. So I'm going to just take you step by step through a thought process as to how you make better connections with people, and it will work in your personal life and your business life. So here we go. I'm going to hit go on the microphone. We're going to record. Some of you will get the whole podcast. Some of you won't. If you want to hear the audio version, the full version, go to iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, the Anchor app, Podchaser, or anywhere you find great podcast. Make sure, please, and subscribe, leave a review and a rating. I appreciate it, and it helps other people find the podcast. All right, so here we go. I'm going to hit the mic, and we're off. Good morning. It's Saturday. I'm in the office. You know what that means. The Saturday Morning Hustle podcast. Sitting here right now thinking about all the things that are happening in the world and the feeling of helplessness, not being able to control, change, or fix some of the big issues around us. But instead, today we're going to focus on staying positive, staying productive, and how we can work on the things that we do have control over. And for those of you watching on video, I got my great America hat on from my friends over at Defining Moments Podcast, some new glasses from my guy at Terry at Eyes, etc. I'm feeling good, even though the world is a little crazy right now. Weather, social justice, politics, COVID-19, a lot of things happening, but we can only control and fix what we can control. That's what we're going to focus on today. We're going to stay positive. We're going to stay productive. So step one in gaining better control over situations in your life, personal life and business life, is communication. The more you can communicate with other people, the better off you'll be. And this is a two-way conversation. It's not just you telling people what your business does, what you do as a professional, who you are as an individual. It's listening as much as you speak, if not more than you speak, to understand the communication coming into you from other people, learning from them, their experiences, their background, their expertise, the things that shape them and shape their opinions can be viable and valuable to you if you will listen. So start the conversation, open up those conversations, get the ball rolling so that you're telling people what it is you're doing, where you're coming from, what you're trying to accomplish, and then listen back as people react positively or negatively. Whatever they're doing, their reaction informs you as to things about them and to educate you about where they're coming from, how they're motivated, and what you can learn from them, either for a business transaction or a personal relationship. Once you establish communication, you can create connection. Connection between individuals, connections between a business and a consumer, the connection between a brand and an audience is highly valuable. It's a deeper level of understanding, and it is a engaged scenario. You're in a situation where you're actually paying attention to each other because you want something, need something, or that what you're both doing is beneficial for each other. That is connection. It works in your business life and it works in your personal life. Once you connect with others, you begin to understand empathy. Empathy is the next tool. Empathy is a very emotional word, and it definitely has emotional connotations when in a personal relationship. But in a business relationship, the more you can empathize with people you do business with, whether they people that are buying your product or service, or other vendors that you buy a product or service from, people that you do business with, third-party suppliers, etc. Anyone you do business with, if you can create empathy for their part of the process, that you can improve that process, make it better, then you have the potential to either create more sales, repeat sales, or lower your internal costs because of your relationships with your vendors. Just reducing friction in the process comes from empathy, putting yourself in other people's shoes, looking at it from their perspective as a fresh perspective can give you great insights into how your process can improve. And you're not really being truly empathetic if you're not open to the idea that what you're doing can be improved. So if you're doing those things, you have the potential to improve yourself and improve the situation for other people. That in a whole creates win-win scenarios. With empathy comes understanding, the next tool. The more we understand each other, the better we can come together to fix things that are broken, to improve things that are working well, and to maximize things that are actually doing really well. It works in business and it works in your interpersonal communications. The more that you understand people because you have empathy for them, because you created a connection through your communication, you now are in a better relationship that is a beneficial for all parties. Win-win type scenarios comes from understanding. With understanding, with empathy, with looking at your relationships, whether they be business or personal, in that light allows you to create collaboration, a deeper form of connection and understanding. Collaboration, in and of itself, the idea is a win-win scenario. It is creating good for 1, 2, 3, or multiple parties in the same situation at the same time. I'm going to take it one step further for you. Unexpected collaboration have powerful output possibilities. Stop and think about this. It's real easy for an automobile manufacturer, a tire manufacturer, and an insurance company to collaborate on a project because it's like-minded, they have like consumers, and the buying of the product or services are cohesive and they go together. It's a really good idea for them in a business sense. But sometimes a beer brand and a humane society, this has happened in Oklahoma City, the good folks at Coop have done this, is an unlikely collaboration that creates great results for both parties or more than one party. So that's an example of something that wasn't necessarily the easy to go to collaboration idea that ended up creating something better than expected. Because there is no expectation because it hasn't been done before or it hasn't been done in the way that you're doing it. See how that works out. So look for the obvious collaborations that make sense, that are of huge value and huge impact for everyone involved. And of course, all collaborations need to be a win-win. Now, it may be 60-40, 70-30, but everyone needs to be winning in these scenarios. And the main key to a great collaboration is walking into it trying to achieve a 50-50 win-win, or a rising tide to lift all boats. If you create those scenarios, those collaboration scenarios will be effective. And even if there's not a huge movement on the bottom line from that collaboration, it's more likely that you can do it again, learn from it, improve, get better, because you are creating value for everyone involved, not simply for yourself, and it's non-transactional. That's what audience is looking for now. That's what collaboration partners are looking for. That's what people want to do business with right now, are people who have that attitude. So be collaborative in your approach. When you're collaborative, when you open yourself up to new opportunities, especially things that are unexpected, you create solutions, co-solutions, if you will, things that will benefit you moving forward in the future, not just in this exact timetable or project. And the same for everyone else involved. So you're creating solutions for yourself and everyone involved in the process. When you're doing that, you've gone from communication, connection, you created empathy, you created a deeper level of understanding, which allows you to collaborate, and you're doing it in unexpected ways. You're creating win-win scenarios. You're creating solutions, co-solutions for each other. We are now creating a micro level of control and success. This is where we started with not being in control of the situations that are around us in the universe right now, but we can control the things that are in our reach, in our geographical area, things we have influence over. We can create influence we didn't expect by these collaboration potentials, by opening up ourselves for communication, both listening and speaking, working together, creating empathy, etc. When multiple micro successes, when small community successes are happening all over the country, all over the world. That adds up to a good, to a win, to a success, to value, to understanding, to a grassroots movement of human beings creating relationships and working with each other like human beings, and taking out the equation of the big mechanical items that keep us from being able to affect change. We can't control the government. We can't control the coronavirus. We can't control the weather. We can't control how huge groups of people operate in various places around the country. But if enough people are doing good things in all of those scenarios, that good will elevate into something extremely positive, beneficial for our society as a whole. So we can't control the big stuff, but we can control a ton of small things at the grassroots level and push that thought process, that empathy, the understanding that we create with each other, the communication value can all be pushed up to our leaders, to the people who are ultimately responsible for that, change their ideas, change their attitudes, and not even give them the opportunity to go to the negative or to the easy solution, but give them the opportunity to go to the positive, to the proven, because we've done it over and over again, solutions that we all hope for, want, and desire. So that's a long ways around talking about controlling what we can't control. We've tried to get you some very tactical steps that you can involve there. You can do this for your business. You can do this in your working relationship, in your career, the people you work with, in your team, in your department, within the structure of an organization. Definitely when it comes to business, how you hire and manage employees, all this communication, empathy, connection, collaboration is internal. It's external with your potential clients, customers, with your vendors, and the people that you do business with, B2B and B2C. All these things can be benefited by communication, connection, empathy, understanding, collaboration, and solutions. All of this works in a business sense, internally and externally. It works in a career sense. At the people you work with in your career, it works in an interpersonal situation. The people you surround yourself with, your neighbors, your friends, the people that you interact with in the local grocery store, at the gym, PTA meetings, dropping your kids off at school, just someone you meet on the street. If you have this thought process, you have the potential to create successful outcomes, and they're small. But if all of us are making small positive outcomes, overall, we will create positive outcomes. Thank you guys so much for tuning in this week. Everyone got to hang out. We got less than 15 minutes here, 13 minutes. It was quick. It was specific, but I wanted to get that off of my chest. I wanted to motivate you guys. I wanted to continue to be motivational, inspirational, and definitely positive here on the Saturday Morning Hustle podcast. Appreciate you guys tuning in each and every week. Please make sure you subscribe to the podcast audio. Check out the videos on YouTube, on Instagram, on IGTV, and make sure leave comments, leave suggestions. I read them. I listen to them. Tell me what you want to talk about. If you can answer any questions for you, help you in business or in relationships. And of course, leave a review and a rating so that other people can find the podcast to benefit as well. Appreciate you guys again, each and every time. Definitely this week. You guys stay safe, be good, take care of each other. We'll see you next week on the Saturday Morning Hustle. Boom. There we go. 14 minutes on the microphone, Saturday Morning Hustle podcast. Appreciate you guys tuning in on the video each and every week, behind the scenes, the making of. Go subscribe, leave a review, leave a rating, leave a comment. Appreciate it very much. Out of here for this week. Be good.